What's up, y'all? Give everybody a few moments to get in here. Give everybody a few moments to get in the building before we get into it. What's going on, y'all? Just give people a few moments to get in, and we will learn. Finally, we're gonna learn how to meditate today. Finally, gonna learn how to meditate. You know how you've been saying for a long time that you're gonna learn to meditate, and you ain't did it yet. Well, today you're gonna learn for sure. Just give it a few more minutes, and then we will get into a proper guided meditation. Proper. Again, I know for a long time I used to say that I was going to learn to meditate, and it took me a minute to finally get there. So I know it's a lot of people out there as well who have been saying they want to learn how to meditate and just haven't got around to it. But the fact of the matter is, meditation genuinely will make you superhuman, more than you realize. And it's not as difficult as you realize either. So if you're already in here and you plan on staying, let me know. Drop some praying hands in the chat and we'll get into it. All right. So, Ebony, how are you? How are you, Ebony? That's all I need. All right, roses and bees. All right, bet. 2, Misty, man, let's get it. Let's get it. 3, respect. All right, with that being said, this right here is an introduction to how to become superhuman. And there's many different ways to think and consider being superhuman, but I just did a video where I had asked AI about what the true nature of God was. And one of the things it recognized was our ability to unify with that creator. And a means to doing that was meditation. And a lot of people use a lot of things, whether it be psilocybin, ayahuasca, just a bunch of different mediums to try and reach the most high, but don't ever use the tried and true path. This is meditation. And I think a lot of people just overcomplicate meditation. Don't know how to go about it. So I said that I would be doing a live series where we'll go through the various steps of meditation. This particular video is to show you how to meditate properly. Meditation that will allow for you to tap more into some of your subconscious mind and really get into your body. That will allow for relaxation, more clarity of thought, some emotional release, etc., etc. And then after this video, after we get the basics down, I'm gonna do another video that we'll get more into the esoteric aspect of it. So my goal here is to give you the tools that you need so that you can explore the spiritual world as you see fit. But the first thing is learning this meditative component. So we'll begin here. First thing, of course, when you want to learn to meditate, and I'm gonna guide you through it. We'll do a meditation together, and you'll be able to just lay down and sit and whatnot, and just listen. Hopefully, you can hear the music somewhat back here, so it actually creates some ambiance for you. But the first thing when it comes to meditation is you need to find a quiet area, whether it be in your home or outside, It's imperative, because whatever is going on outside of us will affect us internally. And you want to make sure that you're starting off on a good foot. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where it'd be more difficult for you to learn this practice. Outside of finding a quiet area, the next thing that you have to do is learn to breathe properly. So that's where we'll start right now. So most of us, we breathe in an unnatural way. When we inhale, the chest rises, the shoulders rise. And that's not actually what's supposed to be happening. For those of you who have children, if you ever seen a baby breathe, its entire body expands when it breathes, like an accordion. And the reason that that's happening is because of the diaphragm. And this is why it's very important to learn diaphragmatic breathing. Ignore Buddy down there. I thought the image was good. So if you see right here on the image on the left, where you see the diaphragm, we inhale, what we actually want to happen is for the stomach to come out some. So the diaphragm is here. And if you're really paying attention, when you go inside of yourself, when you inhale, you'll feel that this part of the body is dropping down and pushing outwards, expanding. Like I said, like when a baby breathes, their whole body expands. And what you want to learn to do, which will take some time, is learn how to take a full deep breath to where the stomach is expanding and coming back in. As you can see here on the right side, the stomach collapses back inward after exhaling using the diaphragm. Again, if you're taking a deep breath and you're only feeling the upper part of your chest and your body's raising, your body isn't and your stomach isn't expanding, a good method that you can use is lay down. And when you lay down, lay a book right here. Put a book right here. And if that book isn't rising when you're inhaling, then you know that you're not using your diaphragm. So, again, the first step is find a quiet place. The second step is learn how to breathe using your diaphragm. And then after that, you need to make sure if you're sitting up to where your knees are below your hips. See, if you think about it like this, I'm gonna let y'all see. If I got my knees up like this when I'm sitting, naturally, if I ain't had this chair right here to support me, I'm gonna fall backwards. So if I tried to meditate like this, it make it very difficult because I had to concentrate on keeping myself leaning forward just to stay upright. So you want to make sure that you find yourself in a position where if you're sitting and your feet are on the ground, you want your knees to either be equal with your hips or a little bit lower, because what that does is it props you up. So what you can do is get a pillow, put the pillow underneath you and kind of sit on the edge of it, and what it'll do is it'll prop you up like this. And then when you're just sitting there, you'll notice you don't have to try and keep your spine erect. You don't have to try and keep your body upright. You'll be straight. So I'm gonna give you guys a moment. If you aren't already, if you ain't already kind of laying down, you're not already sitting in a comfortable position, go ahead and get in that comfortable position, because we finna get into it. Here's another image of the diaphragm in case you need to see what it looks like. So when you inhale, expansion, exhale, comes back in. And I promise you, by the end of this, you're gonna know how to meditate. So I give you a moment just to get in a comfortable position. Get in a comfortable position, please. All right. So while you guys are getting right, we'll go over a little bit of what meditation can do to help you. Bow. Higher vagal tone, improved blood sugar regulation, lower blood pressure, improved digestion, and better mood. If it was a pill, everybody would take it. And it's crazy because it does all of these things for us, but we don't do it every day, and it's free. 2, lowered inflammation, improve immune function and overall physical and mental well-being. 3, reduced rumination, mitigates chronic mental distress. Now, come on now. In this day and age, there's a lot of that mental stress going on. 4, increased gamma waves, improve neuroplasticity and mental resilience. We discussed the gamma waves in my other live video that I did about a week ago, talking about channeling. If you're unfamiliar, go back and watch that video. You can learn more about gamma waves and really that putting us in a super conscious state. 5, increase in gray matter, enhance executive cognitive function. So this is letting you see here, scientifically, you are able to get more clarity of mind if you've been struggling with brain fog. Today, solutions. And lastly, lengthened telomerase. So if you're unfamiliar, they've discovered that the things that make us age are known as telomeres. And as those telomeres get shorter, then we age more rapidly. And if we're able to maintain the length of those telomeres, then we're able to age more slowly. And as it said here, meditation adds length to the telomerase or the telomeres, and that allows for us to age more slowly. So this is everything you've been looking for. It's everything you've been looking for. For sure, for sure. And today you're finally going to find it. You're finally going to get it going. And then I'm going to add one more thing for you to see, and then we're going to get into it. And this is as spiritual as I'm going to get with it today. Like I said, I'll do a whole nother video where we can really dive in more deeply into what is going on, on a spiritual level. But here, I just wanted you guys to be able to see the chakras. And what the chakras actually relate to are the glands in our body. Many people don't realize that. They're all gateways. So, of course, at the bottom, you see the testes. That's what that's associated with, that root chakra in the perineum. You can see the sacral chakra. And you can also see here, it tells you the positives and what happens when these energy centers are blocked. But in terms of the glandular system, the sacral chakra would be in relation to the pancreas. The solar plexus chakra would be in relation to the adrenal glands, the heart chakra, the thymus. And one really interesting thing is they found where people have been given a lot of love as children, their thymus gland is way larger and produces way more immunity for the body than those who have not experienced a high level of love. And the throat chakra, as you know, this is our thyroid gland. And when the throat chakra is activated properly, a person can speak their truth. The third eye is the pituitary, and the crown chakra is the pineal gland. In our next video, we would definitely dive more deeply into that. But the reason that you want to have your body straight, whether you're sleeping or have your spine erect when you're sitting, is so that the energy can flow properly through the entire system. Got it? Good. Now, let's get into some of the philosophy of what you need to do when you're meditating. So when we meditate and we are trying to achieve single-minded focus, how do we do that? Well, you do it all the time. If you ever watched a really good movie, I could be sitting right beside you and I'll call your name. Let's say your name is Jackson. I might be like, Jackson. And you can't even hear me because the movie is so good. You're so focused. It's only you in the movie. And it's because you have activated passionate connection. And that's really the key here between a successful meditation and an unsuccessful meditation, is having that passionate connection. So like I just said, with the movie, you're connected to watching the movie. So you're engrossed by it and nothing else can distract you from that. You're just completely zoned in. You're not thinking about doing laundry. You're not thinking about doing the dishes. You're not thinking about anything else. You're solely focused on that movie. And now we have to develop that same type of consciousness for our breath. So the way I was showing you to breathe earlier, where you breathe in from the diaphragm and inhale deeply. and exhale. The way you really want to do that, though, is you want to breathe passionately. You want it to be almost like you making love, because that's the state of mind you have to actually be in to connect. When you really love the person you making love to, even your breath reflects that. It's deep, it's full, it's embodied. It's the same thing that we're trying to achieve here, because the breath will always reflect the mind state, right? If you see somebody breathing like, they've been running. If you see somebody drink a really cold drink and it was good to them, what they hit that, and you can feel that there's a sense to it. It's attached. The sound is attached to the way the person's actually feeling. So it's that type of passion that you want to associate in the breathing, feeling wise. Because the moment that you inhale deeply, and when you inhale, see the breath as it actually is. It's the one thing that's keeping you truly alive. Because you can go 5 minutes without drinking. You can go 5 minutes without eating. You can go 5 minutes without sleeping, but you can't go 5 minutes without breathing. So it's actually the breath, the spirit that you pushing inward and outward that's really keeping you alive. Now, if you connect with it as such, to where when you take that deep breath steadily, not rushing yourself, you can feel how good it feels in the lungs and in the diaphragm. And then when you take that moment to exhale and hit that, you can feel that. Now, when we create a rhythmic pattern out of this is where we can start to get into a trance state, which puts us in the meditative state. And all we have to do to be able to get in that trance state now, that will create that single-minded focus, like when you're watching a movie and you locked in, all we have to do is follow a rhythm while we are breathing. So it's important when meditating not to listen to something that has drums, because you may start to follow that rhythm and it may make you want to move and stuff. We don't want that. But internally, you want to be able to follow a pattern of breathing. So I always say breathe on a slower 4 count. So as an example, you would inhale like, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. In that manner, you want to follow a flow of inhale and exhale inside of yourself. You want to go slower? By all means, go slower. Feel it out, but follow that rhythm. And as you're following this rhythm, breathing in this way, following this rhythm, you may say, oh man, thoughts are popping up in my head. I'm thinking about doing the laundry. I'm thinking about what happened earlier today. Well, as the old saying goes, what you resist persists. So it's your resistance to the thoughts that's causing the issue. All you actually have to do is don't fight the thought. If the laundry comes up for a moment, that's fine. Just see it. No different than the person calling your name as you watching the movie. If I'm saying Jackson, you're like, oh, it's good. I ask you the question, you answer it, and you go back to watching the movie. So if laundry comes up, don't fight it. You recognize it. Just say, oh, laundry. Imagine it like a cloud passing in the sky as you laying in the park looking at the sky. And then just come back to the breath. Just bring not just your mind back to the breath, but bring your emotion back to the breath. Remembering what the breath is offering you. Remember that it's keeping you alive. Remembering that when you feel that exhale, how good it feels in your body when you really and focus there. Never push out the thoughts. It's not a marathon. You'll get better as time goes on, where more intrusive thoughts just won't manifest. But initially, just bring yourself back to your breath. And as your eyes close and you're breathing, focus even on the sensation of the breath. Feel the air going into the nostrils, going down the airways, going into the lungs, filling the body, then feel the sensation of it leaving the body. Again, this is how to love the self. When you are with your beloved, you make love in this way. When you're making love to them, you're feeling all the movements of their body. You following along with their body. You can feel if they like what's going on and they don't like what's going on, then you adjust accordingly. This is how you make love to yourself, by breathing deeply, intimately. If you want to say sexually, but breathe deeply to where you're so present that this is all that matters. That's the connection that needs to happen. And this is why using some meditative music can be helpful, because that music actually puts your consciousness in a different state of being. So to meditate deeply, a certain level of authenticity is needed for you to go inward with yourself and allow yourself to really feel and open your feeling component of your body. Now, as you're doing this, as you're breathing deeply, as you're following the rhythm that's creating that breath, as you're using your passion to tap in to this breathing, now with your imagination, as I told you before, the imagination is the greatest tool that we have. So just with your imagination, you're going to imagine all the parts of your bodies are breathing, of your body is breathing. You're going to imagine that your fingertips also are breathing. You imagine that there are little mouths on the fingertips, on the palms of the hand, on the kneecaps, everywhere. So that when you exhale, the whole body exhales. And you're going to find something when you do that. You'll find, even as you're listening to this video, that you might be clenching your shoulders up like this and you don't realize it. Or you're clenching your stomach tightly and you don't realize it. Or you might even be holding a toe like this, clenched up, and you don't realize it. Or one of your fingers might be tense. And when you're able to use your breath in a way to where you connect it with that part of the body and then exhale, you'll see so much tension leave the body. And then this will put you further into that passion state of love making to yourself and this breathing. And as you focus on this breath, again, inhaling, exhaling in a rhythmic pattern using the diaphragm, and you're following this rhythm. And when thoughts arise, you allow them to pass like a cloud in the sky, and you just come back and keep breathing and relaxing. What will happen is your consciousness will no longer really be concerned with the outside world, and you'll feel it. It'll flip inward. And when that flip occurs, now you will start to enter the meditative state where you can almost feel the weight of your body and the lightness of your spirit, and you'll feel that even your body will start to become lighter. And from this state of consciousness, all you have to do is continue to follow the breath. Because a funny thing happens in the same way with like a laptop computer. If you don't move the mouse, what happens? A screensaver will come on. And something similar happens with us. If we don't move our physical bodies and we breathe in this way, our spiritual faculties start to cut on. This is why in all holy texts it talks about stillness. This is the key. To be passionately still. It's not just about being still. It's about being still and wanting to be with your beloved. In this instance, that beloved would be the divinity. The divinity, the divine mother, the divine father, God, whatever you want to call the consciousness. That's what you're truly trying to connect to. So this is how, again, they talk about loving yourself. This is how you love yourself. Because when you're with your beloved, what are you doing? You rubbing their shoulders. You massaging them. You getting them something to eat, and you moving in a rhythmic way, just being present. That's how you show the love through these energies. And you're really utilizing the same energy just with yourself. And that might feel a little bit unfamiliar. So then, again, as you're exhaling in all these different body parts and you're feeling them start to relax, now you have entered a meditative state. And from here, the only other thing that I'll give you before we get into just a guided meditation that I'll do, you now want to, using the imagination again, bring in light into the body. Literally. I want you to imagine light. We'll get into it in a minute, but you're going to imagine warm light entering the body. And as you inhale, you're going to feel the light coursing throughout all of your body. A warm white light. And then that white light is going to course through every part of the being. And then when you exhale, you're going to feel yourself releasing all the things that no longer serve you. Following this, just doing this, nothing else, just doing what I've taught you today, daily. Start at 15 minutes. And then when you're comfortable, go to 20, 25 minutes. You're comfortable, go to 30, 35 minutes. And work your practice up to about an hour before we get into the deeper stuff. But just doing that, you will see a profound change in your life. Because what this will do is it will make the river inside that's been raging a war become settled. And the difference between a river that is out of control and a settled, calm body of water is the river that's out of control. You can't see your reflection. If you go up to the river and you try to look at it, you can't see your reflection. But when the water is calm, you can see your reflection fully. And that's actually what you're doing in this meditative state. You're bringing the body to equilibrium. You're bringing the mind to equilibrium. You're bringing the spirit to equilibrium, the emotional body. So when normally throughout the day, you're usually reacting, you might be triggered to this, triggered to that, you're just reacting. You can't even really see what you feel or think from a balanced state of consciousness. And this allows for you to be in a balanced state of consciousness. No different if you got into it at your job with your boss. In that moment, you might want to do all kinds of things. You might want to fight, cuss, this, then, a third. But if you went, got a massage, relaxed, and you're in a different state of mind, you'd be able to see it far more clear. Like, you know what? I really need a job. We don't need to go into it like that. Or you might say, you know what? I actually don't like that job anymore. And don't take all that energy that you had when you were in the argument, so to speak, earlier. That calm state of mind allows you to just see clearly where your consciousness is at. So again, this is the benefit. This is the benefit. Still everything. All right. Now that we've gone over all of those things, we've gone over quiet place. We've gone over the diaphragmatic breathing, the making sure that you're either sitting up straight or laying down straight. In yoga, it's called savasana or corpse position. And you're just laying almost like a star on the ground or in your bed. And then after you've gotten this calm, relaxed position, we will start to meditate together. So I'll give you about 1 or 2 minutes again just to get fully calm. And now all I want you to do is follow my voice and we'll get into it. And I'll guide you through the whole thing. And then afterwards, we won't be taking questions too much here. But what we will be doing is I'll go live. And where I go live will be on my Instagram page, on the Mind of Bizzle. If you're unfamiliar, just like the name of this YouTube page, the Mind of Bizzle, TheMindBizzzel. I'll go live on there just so we can, have more of a one-on-one conversation. You can tell me how it was and some more things. All right. So now that you guys are in a comfortable position, I want you to close your eyes and just follow along with my voice. I want you to inhale deeply, and I want you to exhale deeply. I want you to find your own pattern of breath, your own rhythm. Inhaling deeply, exhaling deeply. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply from the diaphragm. And as you're inhaling, breathe deeply and exhaling deeply. Allow yourself to be fully present, understanding that there is no other place more important that you can be other than inside of yourself right now, sitting with yourself, loving yourself, inside of yourself right now, sitting with the beloved, the Most High, in communion. The only thing that exists is this moment at this time. Now is the only thing that ever exists. It'll always be now. In 5 seconds, it'll be now. In 10 seconds, it'll be now. Which means there's no reason to be concerned about the past or the future. Because the only way we can make a change is if we make the change now. Continue inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply with passion. When you inhale, feel the air moving through your nostrils, through the airways. And when you exhale, feel yourself releasing all the things that no longer serve you. And as you continue to inhale and exhale in this way, just with your mind, bring your mind to your toes. And on your next deep exhale, imagine your toes also exhaling. And then after that, just with your mind, with your next deep exhale, you bring your mind to your ankles. And you'll do exactly the same thing. Imagine your ankles just exhaling. If you're laying in a bed, laying on the couch, with each exhale, just imagine yourself sinking. If you're sitting in a chair or sitting in lotus pose, with each exhale, just imagine yourself expanding. Continue to inhale and exhale. Scanning the whole body for tension. Moving from the ankles to the shins. Releasing the tension. Moving from the shins to the back of the leg. Releasing the tension. Moving back down to the heels of the feet. Inhaling, then releasing the tension. Then moving to the calf muscles. Inhaling deeply. Then exhaling, releasing the tension. And if any thoughts arise, do not fight the thoughts, my family. Do not fight the thoughts, beloved, because what we resist persists. All we need to do is imagine the thoughts passing by like a cloud in the sky. Don't fight them, don't attach yourself to them. Come back and be with your beloved, yourself, by just breathing again and feeling the passion and the intention. And as you continue inhaling and exhaling, you now move to your knees, inhaling and then exhaling, releasing the tension. You'll then move to your quads, repeating the same process. You'll then move to the back of the knees, behind the knees, repeating the same process. You'll then move to the hamstrings, inhaling deeply, then exhaling deeply, releasing the tension in the hamstrings. You'll now bring yourself to your glutes, inhaling and releasing all the tension in the glutes. You now bring yourself to your waist and where your legs connect to your hips. And inhale deeply, and with your next exhale, imagining that part of the body finally releasing all of the tension. You'll now bring yourself to your stomach, where many people harbor a lot of emotion. And you'll first just completely relax the stomach, releasing the judgments you may have about the stomach, thinking maybe you should have less fat or be able to see your abs, or maybe you can't. And because of that, we hold a lot of judgment in the stomach. And in this moment, you allow yourself to love yourself where you are. Release the tension in the stomach. And on the exhale, finally allow the stomach to just exist as it is, releasing all the tension and harbored emotion. Continue inhaling and exhaling to your own internal rhythm. Now you bring your attention to your lower back. Releasing the tension on your next exhale. And now, you bring your attention to your fingers. With just your mind's eye, feeling how each finger connects to the palm of the hand. Feeling how the palm of the hand connects to the wrist. And with your next exhale, release all the tension between the fingers, the palms, and the wrists. Next, you'll move to the outer forearm, releasing all the tension with the exhale. Now to the inner forearm, releasing all the tension with the exhale. Now to the joint where you can bend your arm, releasing the tension with the exhale. Now to the elbows, releasing your tension with the exhale. Now the biceps and the shoulders. And the triceps. And now the middle and the upper back. Now the chest. the chest again. The chest also holds a lot of tightness. Now the upper shoulders and the neck. Continuing to breathe deeply, releasing all tension. Now the jawline and the lips and the chin. Adjust your mind, release the tension with the next exhale. Now where your head and your neck meet, in the front and the back of the head. On the next exhale, release the tension. Now, the bridge between your nose and your cheeks and your lips. On your next exhale, release the tension. Now your eyelids and your forehead. On the next exhale, you'll release the tension. Now your ears. On the next exhale, release the tension. And last but not least, your scalp. On your next exhale, release the tension. Continuing to breathe with passion. Now feeling how light you've made the body by releasing all of the energy that no longer serves you. And now seeing that you've created a meditative state for yourself, where you can now feel that you're inside of your body, but you are not your body. Now you sit with the beloved, working through the energies. And now that you've created this meditative state for yourself, in just your mind's eye, with your imagination, you will imagine when you inhale, this white rainbow light entering the body, coursing through everything that I named, coursing through the toes, the tops of the feet, the bottoms of the feet, the heels, the ankles, the shins, the knees. Allow it to take over your entire being when you inhale. You feel this energy. See it in your mind's eye. See it removing the debris. And then when you exhale, see all of that debris exhaling as well. Feel the weight of all the things that no longer serve you coming out in the breath as well. And for just a moment, continue to breathe in this way, bringing in the beautiful white rainbow light and exhaling all the things that no longer serve. Just inhale and exhale. Bring in that light, demanding that it fill all parts of your body, asking through just the inhale, through the passion of the inhale, through the intention of the inhale, for all the things and the positive forces in the universe to converge within you and bring you to the happiness that you so desire. And when you exhale, allow all the things that no longer serve you to be removed. while you're in this state of consciousness where the emotions have settled, ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? Allow the answer to just come. You don't have to dig. It's a part of you. And now you may stay in this meditative space that you've created for yourself for as long as you would like. But in terms of this guided meditation, if you are ready, you'll take 3 deep breaths, inhales and exhales. And after that 3rd breath, you'll slowly open the eyes. Allow yourself just to feel. Feel what you went through. Feel how different everything else is now. Feel how much more calm and relaxed you are. And feel how if you did this every day, every morning, how different you'd be. How from this state of being, the things that normally bother you just wouldn't be able to do that. Because they're not in harmony with this frequency that you hold. You see, what bothers us controls us. In many ways, what angers us is our master. But if we become our own master through just mastering the self, then we can always remain in this space of peace, of love, of happiness, and equilibrium. If you're now back, thank you today for joining me for this guided meditation. I appreciate you all. I'll go live again later this week to get into deeper aspects of meditation. Things like accessing the 3rd eye, which will probably be the next one. After that, we can talk more about accessing more of the spiritual plane, etc. So I'll be going live now on the Mind the Bizzle page on Instagram in about the next 10 minutes. And if you'd like to join me over there, we can discuss what you experienced. And if you're just looking for more one-on-one work, help, you can click the link in the bio of the Instagram or here on YouTube, and feel free to book a session. Or just continue to tune into the lives. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I'll see y'all on IG or later this week. Feel free to leave some comments in the video. Let people know how you enjoyed it. Much love to you all.